Everyone, this is Fedde le Grand and you're watching iSPY magazine.
I guess welcome to Michigan, welcome to the Detroit area.
Jeez.
You know, we have some questions that we just basically opened up to our Facebook page, and you know, people were really excited and submitted a bunch of stuff. But something that I wanted to know, just personally, just because I've been around Detroit for a long time and been a fan of the music, and you know, put your hands up for Detroit. Is Matthew Deere, and he's from Ann Arbor.
Yeah. Oh, he's from here.
He's from Ann Arbor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He helped start Ghostly International.
Okay.
Which is now kind of all over the place, and we're big fans of theirs.
Yeah.
So, and now here you are in Ann Arbor. Like, we just, I guess, you know, what's that like? I don't know. Kind of just being here, being in the same, because that's like the song that to me made. I was like, all right, this dude's awesome. This is sweet. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's actually really cool. It's actually sad that I never got to meet Matthew actually, or not yet at least.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, like, it actually, well, for me, because the stupid thing is, I had that record, and I think there were only like 300 pressed or something, like really limited. So I was like, but it was, even for that time, kind of obscure and like breakbeaty and kind of experimental. But I played it a lot, but I also loved the sample so much. I was like, I have to do something, you know. I have to. And I think I made like 5 or 6 different kind of versions, and then finally I came up with this thing that I wasn't actually really sure of in the beginning, because it was just so like. I mean, it is what it is. It's nothing fancy, nothing special, but it's to the point. But I mean, the reactions when I played it were so ridiculously well that we finally decided to release it, and it's this kind of history. So yeah, awesome. But the weird thing also was, I mean, like I've never been here or even close. I had never even been to the States before, or when I made the record. That's the weird thing at the same time. But we kind of for the second pressing, we redid the vocals, and like some people said, why don't you do like Amsterdam or whatever? But for me, it kind of makes sense, because when I grew up, like all the festivals in Holland was all either Chicago or Detroit techno DJs. So for me, it was kind of made sense to like kind of give an homage to that scene that was so important for the whole scene in general. So,
yeah, definitely in Detroit. I mean, we got the Electronic Music Festival here, which is huge every year.
That's no, we were talking earlier, but that's a festival. Yeah.
So that's cool. That's really exciting, and I know that like just anything with Detroit, it seems to just resonate with people. So like me specifically.
Yeah, but I think it has to do with the history and the effect actually that the scene here had on the world, pretty much. I mean, like it's always it's always a next step, but it always comes from somewhere. And I think because that's like the whole, or not the whole, but a big part of the techno scene, like guys like Jeff Mills, and I count Richie Horton a little bit as well. So because he lived in Windsor, right? Yeah,
which is across the
so I count him as well a little bit. But I mean, they've all been, and I think especially Richie is still so very important for the scene. So yeah,
that's very cool. Some more Detroit, some more Michigan ties. You've worked with Madonna.
Yeah.
And she's playing the Super Bowl halftime show here.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and she's from Michigan, the Detroit area.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, like as a whole for our publication, you know, we focus generally on the Ann Arbor area and southeastern Michigan, but it's just kind of, it's kind of nice to know that you've got all these ties here, but you're this worldwide star, and you know, one of the biggest DJs in the world, and you know, have been working with a lot of people, or at least have accents from Michigan or Detroit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's see here. We've had, as far as here in this venue, as part of the Voltage series, we've had Avicii, Martin Solveig, Laid Back Luke, kind of an eclectic group of electronic artists. Who are you playing? Who are you listening to? I mean, maybe necessarily what inspires you to
pretty much everything. I mean, like I never. I always hated or I never want to copy myself. So I kind of get inspiration from everywhere. You know, it's. I always compare it to cooking, you know. I mean, like you have a basic idea of what you want to make, but it varies every time from the ingredients you have, you know. And I think music is the same thing. Actually, I personally don't really get that people do like the same thing but just slightly different over and over and over. But that's just my personal point of view, because I just need to move on, you know. I need to do something else every 2 or 3 tracks. I mean, it's
Right.
I mean, I think that's the whole point of being an artist in general. It doesn't matter what you do, if you paint or whatever. I mean, like, it's that you evolve and get to the next step. I think that's a great thing about music in general. So I just jazz, classical. Classical music not so much actually. That's one of the few things I don't listen to a lot. But jazz, still funk. I love funk music in general. Some hip hop. Just listen to a lot of radio, some trip hop, or just everything. Like, I don't know. But sometimes it just hits, you know, like, this is cool, I should do a groove like this or whatever. So it's just everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. So like, is there like a certain beat or certain style or like a hook or something that you look for, or is it just something like when you hear it, you know it?
Well, it's kind of, I don't know. You're like, for me, a track usually starts in 2 kind of ways. Either I already have a really melodic idea, and I kind of go from there. But for instance, stuff like Metrum or Control Room, it's more beat driven, so it's slightly more techy. So I can kind of start building a beat, or I have a certain groove in mind or whatever, and start building that and kind of go from there. So it's kind of 2 ways to approach a track for me. At least.
No, that's cool. And I think that probably sets you apart, you know, from other people that are just kind of going with the flow, doing that.
Well, I mean, like, if you want it or not, you're going to be influenced by whatever you hear, because you're around dance music so much. So, but it's okay to be influenced. I just don't think you should like literally just do what everyone else does. So, and I kind of never did it. So.
Right, that's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so honest with that. Let's see here. We've got. Well, I know, like, an easy one you can probably knock down. What's it like being one of the, like, to know that you're one of the biggest DJs in the world? Like, what is that feeling? Is it a humbling experience, or is it something that, you know, you want to do more, you want to strive to be bigger, or?
Well, no, I always say, just I have just one competition, and that's again like the competition with myself. I mean, I just want to get better at what I do, and if people recognize that, it's amazing. But I mean, that's not the reason why I started. When I started, it was like not cool at all to be a DJ. So it kind of grew that way, and I feel blessed, you know, like being able to travel and see so much of the world and do actually which you love most becomes your job. So, but the main thing for me is just for me to evolve. I think that should be the main goal, because that never gets old. So, yeah.
So, what are some of your favorite places that you've been? You've been able to travel the world with?
That's always a hard question.
Yeah.
That's actually the hard question. Yeah. Well, I think, especially at the moment, I think the US is amazing. I think I mean it's a bit weird sometimes, because like house originated here, but then again you have this whole new kind of very fast growing scene that doesn't always know what happened in the past, which makes it very interesting. But I think the energy here is just amazing. Kind of like Brazil, I think that's pretty cool. Germany actually for me is really cool as well. I don't know. There's just so many places, but just to name a few.
That's very cool. Yeah, I don't know what it is. The Netherlands and Sweden seem to like kick out all like
at the moment.
The DJs. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at like throughout history, like it's been France for a while, and it's been England for a while. You know, it kind of moves around and goes from countries. But at the moment, it's ridiculous. Right? I don't know how many Dutch DJs there are, but it's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, they're all good. So
yeah, more of them. Most of them. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I don't know. It must be something in the water or something over there. I don't know. But
no, I think it's the fact that we're so small, and there are so many, because like you only see like a teeny tiny bit of the amount of DJ. I think every other house has a DJ living there probably, but that makes the competition very fierce. So to stand out is already kind of tough just in the country. country itself. But on the other hand, people kind of do collaborate and talk like, how do you do this and how do you do this production-wise. I mean, and especially since productions have become so important. And the other thing is, I think people in Holland, because it's actually my least favorite country to play in, at least, because the people are quite spoiled. Because there's so much. It's not only DJs, but also like things like Sensation, and we have a lot of great festivals and everything. So it's hard to please people. So if you can make it there, then usually it works everywhere. Right?
Definitely, that's very cool. And just the last question, like, what can we expect here tonight in Ann Arbor?
I don't know yet.
We're gonna wing it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you have a few things you want to play, but in general, like, I mean, like, it's the people that have to tell me where I more or less. I mean, I have like, I can play from here to here, and within that everything is cool, so they kind of have to tell me where we're gonna go tonight.
Well, one big fan. I'm excited. So
cool.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you for the time.
No.